what is fear, how to overcome it. See, we are all interested in knowing what exactly is fear and how to overcome it. Because each one of us at some point of time have been assailed by this feeling of fear. One very important thing about life is that existence is the fundamental fact of life. Every time you talk about life, you mean existence. The animate beings, that means beings that has life, you realize that everyone who has the life force working within it or him wants to live forever. It doesn't want to die. There is a technical term for it in Sanskrit. It is known as abhinivesh. An amoeba, it doesn't want to die. An ant, it doesn't want to die. And a man doesn't want to die. Even saints, they do not want to die. This desire to live is always there. And what is desire to live? Desire to live is essentially desire to exist. So that this desire to live or existence in lower animals extends to its newborns. And it is also associated with space. For example, even the dogs, they mark their space, and if some new dog enters, the original dog pounces upon it. But in human beings, our idea of existence and our sense of life extends to our family members, to our friends, to our possession. Most importantly, in human beings, even an idea to which you adhere. It may be some ideal, some ideology, it may be religion, it may be anything. Human beings tend to identify themselves with all these: family, friends, possessions, and ideas. The moment there is some kind of intrusion, we retaliate with aggression. Intrusion will always have this reaction in the form of aggression. This is a very old story. For thousands of years, this has been going on. Whenever somebody wants to commit a mischief, they go and hide behind a religion or behind an idea. You say something and they will say that my life philosophy, be it capitalism, be it Marxism, be it socialism, it is in danger. When there is that apprehension that I identify myself with certain things and that is my existence and there is danger on that existence, then you feel as if you are going to be destroyed. Now it is not a mere feeling, and not only with human beings, with every kind of being. That it is not only a mental phenomena. There is a metabolic change, and because of that metabolic change, the reaction that starts from the mind extends up to your body. There is fight and flight. Either they will fight for their space or they will run away. Now this running away, born out of that apprehension that I might lose, this is fear. So essentially fear means what? That you have this feeling, you have this apprehension that your existence will be annihilated. Only that your existence does not consist only of your body, it doesn't consist only of your mind, it consists of your family, friends, etc. To everything with which you identify. And you might be identifying yourself even with an idea. And if you feel that that idea is in danger, you feel as if you are in danger. Most important thing is that you have to identify yourself with something that can never be destroyed. Because fear and existence, they are related. Every time you feel that existence is going away, you are scared. Now if you identify yourself with that state of existence that can never be taken away from you, you will never be scared. And this is possible only if you identify yourself fully with God. If you have God realization, or with Atman, with soul, you have self-realization, then you are no more scared of death. Like Gita talks about, once a person has known his self, he is no more scared of death. No question of death. Death doesn't matter with him. He has gone beyond it. Because he knows that he is not this body. And he is not even identified with his body. And he is not identified with anyone else, because he knows that. So practice and conviction, they go hand in hand. As you practice, your conviction grows. As your conviction grows, your practice increases. To give you an example, a mom, particularly in joint family, she used to bear with everything. Taunts of mother-in-law, lot of workload, everything. And she would go on working silently. But the moment you touch her son, she will become a tigress. You can't. And not only in the family, even outside. Like even supposing there are robbers, there are kidnappers. If a mom feels that her child is under threat, she forgets her own existence. She forgets her own life, and she pounces to save her child. You know, any good country, any noble country, during say for example, Second World War, Germans were captured and Allied soldiers were also captured. And when they were tortured to reveal certain secrets, they would say no. Even if they were tortured or killed, they won't reveal the secrets. Where from comes this secret? It comes from the conviction that I am fighting for my country. That self-respect, I will not compromise with my self-respect. Mom, she has that sense of self-respect. I'm a mom. Now, I'm using the word self-respect. You might use some other word. When we had Socrates, and Socrates was charged with treason, said that he is misleading the youth of Greek. So he was condemned to death. He had to drink poison. And Plato was a very resourceful person, made a plan for escape. And Socrates said, no, I am not going to do it. I have lived with this ideal. I cannot let go of that ideal. Because if he compromises with that ideal, he will have lost his self-respect forever. That untapped resource, that strength is within each one of us. But not in the form of arrogance, not in the form of anger, but in the form of sense of self-respect, identity. Once you identify yourself with some values, with some ideal, and you say that this is my existence, suddenly you will see a surge in strength, and then you can overcome. So, overcome fear, there are two ways. One is become one with the infinite, that is spiritual knowledge, or have conviction in yourself, in the value system that you practice, that this is my identity. And when there is an aggression, like in earlier times, the Brahmins, they were not going to make any compromise with their value system, whether it would be greed or fear. So there are stories about Alexander and all. Now when Alexander came, he wanted to take some Brahmin away, and he refused. He said, look, I don't care for you. Even if you kill me, my soul will go to God. It will never be under your control. This conviction comes from that sense of self-respect. You can call it by some other name, it does not matter. I call it sense of self-respect. I am this. I am not going to compromise with this. I am this. Now ultimately, if you don't have either of the two, like identifying with the infinite or having the self-respect born of some ideal, there is a third method which sometimes works and at times it doesn't work. It is about praying. Once you pray to any being in whom you have confidence, and you have firm faith that that being is the epitome of strength. For example, in North India, many people worship Hanuman, Mahavir Hanuman, for that sense of strength. Jai Hanuman, Gyan Gun Sagar, like that. There are people who worship Mother Durga for that strength. Now, if you keep on reciting those mantras, slowly that strength comes within you. You need to have an ideal, you need to have realization, and if you don't have any one of these, you need to pray so that your inner strength builds up. Unless your inner strength builds up, the only way to overcome fear is to have strength. You must not feel that your existence is in danger. And if you feel that your existence is in danger, then you need to have some ideal with which you can identify. And if nothing works, then you can pray. That's all about fear. So in